Day is brought to you by Barton Community College. Explore your future and get started now. Visit gobarton.com.
Okay, Sports Day in 3, 2, 1.
I just saw the work ethic that they have. I mean, you can tell there's girls on the team that want to get better. They strive to win. They kind of have that kill instinct. They just want to go out there and play basketball and rough it up and win.
At this time of year, you got to be feeling confident. And that's what we keep telling our guys, is play with confidence, play with confidence. Don't have any doubt. We just have to finish.
You know, the MCL is not that heavy on three-pointers. The MCL is very, very much more half-court sets, run your stuff, be efficient, and lower possession type of games, while the CPL is more higher possession type of games, and generally with some teams more threes.
Credit my teammates, credit Coach Mitty kind of getting on me and saying you need to get in your teammates and let the rest work itself out. So that was my focus.
I mean, against the better opposition, they continually are falling behind early, so they need to execute better at the start. And I think they played well enough against Texas Tech at times in that situation where they could have ultimately won the game, but they started the game by giving up 48 points.
Shock, just because it's a fourth-round pick. I mean, obviously, his contract's ending. It's not anything crazy. What does he do, $16 million next year? 32-year-old, I'd say still probably top 2 guard in football.
We've tried to reinforce so few at-bats, you know, and coming off of a winter and doing a lot of work in the cage, you got to get out here and see pitching. And I just love, you know, that competitive fire in his eyes. You can kind of see it. That mound presence is like, I'm ready for the big outs. I want the ball when the game's on the line.
Hey, good afternoon. Welcome to Sports Day on 1590 KVGB and 95.5 FM. Hey, the weekend's here. The Friday show. Steve Webster with you in the Mayo Money Management Studios today. Our executive producer is Landon Winkler. Good program today. We'll get you ready for some big basketball games coming up. First up will be Jeremy Combs. He'll be in studio. We'll be talking about the Wednesday night loss to Coffeyville. We'll look ahead. Cougars going into the postseason on Tuesday. They'll play the winner of either Cloud County or Colby. Those two teams play on Saturday. Barton got a first-round bye by virtue of finishing third in the league. So defending national champions go to work in the postseason next Tuesday. We'll talk with Sunflower Sports Solutions, Connor Nickel, about all the sub-state championship games that are going to be played here over the next 2 days starting tonight. And one of those teams will be the Ellenwood girls. They play tomorrow night at 5 o'clock in Sublette against the Phillipsburg Panthers. We'll talk about the matchup with head coach of the Lady Eagles, Greg Maxwell. So that's what's on the show today. Let's get to our sounds the past 24 hours or so. That was Great Bend Lady Panther head coach Jade Winter. Her team, well, got took apart by Hayes last night, 78-31. Lady Indians jumping to a 22-1 lead, and Hayes High's 21-0 on the year. They play Hutchinson tonight in the 5A sub-state final in Hayes. It would not shock me if that Hayes team would win the 5A state championship. They are that good. And Jade Winter talking about how her team went this year. They went 6-15, but boy, from the start of the season to where they ended up, they were really an improved team. I know it doesn't show it, especially in the last 3 games, and you play unbeaten Heston and then face Hayes High back-to-back, so 3 unbeaten teams to end the season, but she appreciated the effort that her players put forth. Okay, also last night in sub-state action, the Ellenwood Eagles came so close. Jaron Lane on the show yesterday before they left for Syracuse, but they come up short last night, 53-50. Also in sub-state action last night on the boys' side in 2A, Sterling defeated Medicine Lodge 70-44. And the Russell girls got beat by Colby last night, 50-25. Ellsworth girls have their season ended by Goodland, 45-26. Sub-states continue tonight in Colby. The Central Plains Lady Oilers will try to win the sub-state. They will take on Rollins County at 7:30 tonight. St. John Lady Tigers playing Spearville in Greensburg. And then in Dighton tonight, Hodgman County girls will play at 6 against Bird City Chi-Lin. Other sounds. That was Michael Ryan, head coach of the Central Plains Oilers. Just have confidence in yourself. Go out there and play with confidence. They play Greeley County tomorrow at 5 in the 1A D1 Boys Championship game in Colby. Other 1A matchups Kiowa County against South Central for the sub-state crown. That's in Greensburg. 1A D2 Boys Championship tomorrow, 6:30 in Dighton. Hodgman County against the host Hornets. And at 5 o'clock tomorrow, 2A Girls Championship. Ellenwood taking on Phillipsburg in Sublette. You heard Connor Nickel talk. It's a battle between two leagues. Mid-Continent League, more half-court game. They don't shoot as many threes. CPL, they shoot a lot of threes. Ellenwood against Phillipsburg. We'll talk about that with Connor Nickel coming up, and also Greg Maxwell here on the show today. Other sounds from the past 24 hours. Serena Sundell, after she scored 19 of her 21 points in the second half yesterday, K-State women playing in the Big 12 tournament in Kansas City, they knocked off UCF 80-65, and they are playing right now, and it's looking pretty good right now. They are, well, no, it's not. That game just tied. Okay, 7:39 to go in the fourth quarter in Kansas City. West Virginia right now leading the Kansas State Wildcats by the score of 61-60. K-State's 26-6. They equaled their win total from last season, and with 52 wins, tying for the third most over a two-season span in program history. But they're battling it out right now at the Big 12 tournament, down 61-60, just over 7 minutes to go in that game. Sports Illustrated college basketball reporter Mike DeCourcy talking about KU's woes. The men down the stretch, they just been getting off to rotten starts. Gave up 40 points to Texas Tech last Saturday, then held them to 30 points the second half. Could have won the game. Texas Tech making some big shots down the stretch. KU will be at home tomorrow as they wrap up the regular season on Senior Day, as they will be in action tomorrow, and that game will be a 3 o'clock tip against Arizona in Lawrence. We'll have it for you starting at 2:30 on Hits 106.9. You can watch it on ESPN. K-State plays Iowa State at 12:30 tomorrow to close out their regular season. That game on CBS. Wichita State in action last night. Shockers picked up a 63-59 victory over Rice. Jeremy Combs will talk about it. The Barton men will open play in the Region 6 tournament on Tuesday against the winner of Colby and Cloud County. Barton women play Saturday at home against Garden City. Barton the 8 seed, Garden the 9 seed. The winner of that game will go to Dodge City to take on the number 1 seed Conquistadors on Tuesday night. Fort Hays men and women both picked up wins at the MIAA tournament in Kansas City yesterday. The Lady Tigers beat Central Missouri 90-74. Tiger men picked up a 67-61 victory. That tournament continuing today in Kansas City. Anthony Sherman, former Chiefs fullback, not a big fan of the trade the Chiefs made, sending Joe Thuney to the Chicago Bears for a 4th-round pick in the 2026 draft, saying it's a big risk. But, man, it's also a big risk to give a big contract to an offensive guard. They're already giving one to their other guard, putting the franchise tag on him. Chiefs freed up $16 million in much-needed salary cap space, but Anthony Sherman not a big fan of that. And at spring training, Matt Quatrero talking about MJ Melendez, who had a 2-run homer yesterday. He's got off to a slow start. He changed his swing all around in the offseason, but Quatrero's saying that you need more reps against live pitching instead of just in the cages, and those changes may mean that patience is needed, but he did get a 2-run homer yesterday. And Greg Holland talking about Royals reliever Lucas Ursig. He was lights out yesterday in their spring training win, and he likes what he sees, liked what he saw in the postseason last year as well. Royals picking up a 9-3 win over the Cubs yesterday. Cardinals got beat by Washington 12-1. The Rockies had the day off. Barton baseball, they were in action on Thursday, and they opened Jayhawk Conference play in a good way as they swept Seward County, winning game 1 6-3 and 11-1. Both those games were at Lawson Biggs Field. So they will now resume that 4-game series, and they will do it on Sunday in Liberal due to inclement weather forecasted for tomorrow. Final 2 games of the series, they will play the Saints in Liberal for a couple coming up on Sunday. There you go. Sounds the past 24 hours or so. Oh, also congratulations to the Mayberry girls. Zoe finished 10th at the 5A bowling tournament on Wednesday. And Brooklyn Mayberry, she finished in 18th place at the 5A. Great Bend did not compete as a team, but both Mayberries went as individuals after their performances in regionals. And Joshua Manning, boy, he had a tough day. Just a 4:33 series after he was lights out in the regionals. So Josh Manning finishing in 71st place. So there you go. Sounds of the past 24 hours and some sports headlines for you. Coming up, Jeremy Combs talking Barton basketball here on Sports Day. It's all brought to you by Freedom Claims Management, innovative healthcare plans for your business. Let them take care of everything for you from start to finish and continued support. They have you covered. And by the Marmy Auto Group on 10th Street in Great Bend. Sports Day on a Friday. Rolling on after this.
Barton Community College's natural gas program gives you the skills and training you need to succeed. Current student Easton chose Barton to get him ready for the field.
I chose natural gas because I saw all the different type of hands-on work that they do. The technology is top-notch. Instructors are very knowledgeable of everything. Anybody interested in a career in natural gas, I really encourage them to come here to Barton. My name is Easton Juno, and I'm a Barton Cougar.
Learn more at naturalgas.bartoncc.edu.
Community bankers should actually know your community. Hi, I'm Sean Powson, president of your local Equity Bank. As someone who lives here, I know many of you, and I know what's important to you. I've been in the industry a long time, and I've helped many navigate through financial challenges and lead them to financial opportunities. I believe that people bank with people, so I'd like to invite you to stop by one of our region's 5 locations and meet our friendly, helpful staff. Let us show you our commitment to serving you and our communities. Because at Equity Bank, we're right here beside you. Member FDIC.
See doors, this is Happy.
Look, did you see the Easter Bunny?
Really? Where?
Just kidding, but I made you look.
Mima, what does this have to do with garage doors?
Well, nothing really, but people will be happy they came to C&E Doors. We offer the best garage doors around. Plus, our service technicians can help solve any issue your garage door may have.
What does Papa do?
I'm still trying to figure that out.
Garage door service and repair at C&E Doors in Great Bend and Hayes.
It's time to talk Barton Cougar basketball with the head coach, Jeremy Combs, on 1590 KBGB and 95.5 FM.
Sports Day today brought to you by C&E Doors, your full-service garage door company. Follow the orange sign south of 10th and Harrison. And Great Bend Rec Commission, dedicated to improving our community and the lives of its individuals. Head coach Jeremy Combs joining us as he does on Friday. And, well, here we are, Coach. The defense of the national championship begins coming up next Tuesday. How are you getting along right now?
It feels like that defense has been this entire year. You know,
you mean people are trying to they kind of get juiced when you come in there?
Yeah, there was a kid in Coffeyville that said I heard him say after the game, finally, after 2 years, and so it's just kind of one of those things that that bullseye's on your back pretty good, and so we just have to, keep taking the punches and keep moving forward.
Man, I thought you were going to finally get over the hump on Wednesday night. Tell me about that shot that kid hit late in the. I mean, is there anything else you do on that defensively?
No, you go back. We went back and looked at it. I mean, I don't think there's anything Brent could have done. I mean, his hand was right in his face, and he hit the shot. But they hit several of those. They hit a bunch of them in the first half, and had a kid that was shooting 17% from three and hits 2 of them. It was just one of those nights where the basket was big for them, and we didn't play awful. We didn't play great, but we didn't play awful. But they just played really good. That's probably the best basketball they've played all year, and which is good. Hats off to them.
So I don't know where to go with it. Okay, so you've got the opposing coach has his name on the floor. Right, and he's been doing it. He's in the NJCAA Hall of Fame. I mean, the refs know that, don't they? I don't know.
Yeah, and Jay and I have a lot of respect for each other.
Yeah.
We've had some really good battles and over the years, but no, he's a Hall of Famer, man.
Yeah.
That's big time stuff, and having your name on the court, that's really a really cool deal.
Yeah, you don't. Make a bad call against the guy with the name on the court. So that was a tough one. That would have been a great one to get. And, as far as another loss added on, I think now you just go into the tournament and just quit thinking of at-larges and just go out and win this Region 6 thing right now.
Yeah, 100%. That's exactly where we're at. And, I know we were really talking a lot about the at-large stuff, but, you just never know with those things. And we've been there before, and I've seen it, and, there's been teams left out before. So at the end of the day, the one guarantee is to win the region, and I love where we're sitting. We're sitting in a good spot, and, we're going to go into practice today and talk a little bit about that and just start preparing. So it'll be good. But like I said, the focus has to be on just winning the region now.
After the game, you said it's time to hit the practice floor.
Yeah. No, there's things that we do, that we need to clean up a little bit. I'm not real pleased with our defense right now, just because, I've always kind of been a defensive-minded guy, and not that I haven't been this year, but we've just had too many mental mistakes, and I know basketball's a game of mistakes, but you have to limit those, and we're just having too many of them. So we need to get back to work. And
is it a mistake like on communication? Or
communication, just the things that we do, and it's weird because you can ask the guys, hey, what were we supposed to do right there? Oh, we were supposed to switch. Yep, we were. So again, it's just repetition and things that we've got to continue to work on and make sure guys are focused on. It's our rotations. Not getting worried about certain players that, I know we had a rotation late in that game that would have taken away a dunk, but somebody was out hugging, out on the wing, and they needed to be off. So just to, fine-tune some things, I guess.
How frustrating is it sometimes if you call a play and they run something completely different?
This team's notorious for that. We're really talented.
Is there an audible somewhere out there?
I don't know. Yeah, well, we've got some guys that'll call out some plays. This team has some guys that can really score it, and it's kind of, I was texting my assistant as I was coming over here. The offense isn't the issue, I don't think. And although we're not excited about the execution and how we're doing things, but we're still scoring the ball, and that's just because we're talented. And so if we can put that together, I can't even imagine how many points we'd score if we just play together a little bit more and execute our plays. And there's always options when you run sets. There's option 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. And if we look at those a little bit more, I think, we'd be able to take what the defense gives us and we'd get some easy buckets.
And someone could say, well, we're talking about civilian problems. You've lost 7 times this year, but as you said last week, this team can win the national championship again.
They can. I think that, March Madness is here, and so stranger things have happened. But at the end of the day, again, we've kind of bit ourselves in the tail a few times, and we've got to fix those things, and hopefully we can do that this week in practice. The bye really helps, not having to play tomorrow, and so it gives us some days to prepare.
Okay, it looks like it's going to be. I like the way it sets up right now. Cool neutral court, because I'm kind of biased a little bit, but that'll be fun to have the semis and championship game up at Hayes.
Yeah, no, I'm excited about hosting, obviously, here, and then if we can get there, don't want to jinx anything, but if we can get there, being on that floor would be really good, and it's a great environment. I think our guys would excel playing there, and there's some teams that shoot it really well in our league that, you get on those bigger courts and you don't quite shoot it as well. Yeah. So, it's a backdrop is a little different. So, I'm excited about getting there.
Okay, you'll get either Colby or Cloud County coming up on Tuesday, and then if you win that game, then you're looking right at Coffeyville, right again around the corner. So so you get Coffeyville again and facing them again. I mean, the last game of the regular season, are you hiding anything at that time or anything like that, or?
No, I think it's gonna. I mean, there's gonna be some things that obviously we may throw in an out of bounds play or maybe a set or something like that. But we are who we are at this point in time, and they are who they are, and it's just gonna come down to who's gonna execute, who's gonna defend, and rebound the basketball.
It's been an interesting year in the league. It's one of those that we've seen it before. Some team comes through and shocks everybody and takes that automatic seed, or automatic berth. So
yeah, no, it's been that way for a long time, and I can't remember, although our team did it, but I can't remember the last time the 1 seed actually won the tournament. it's a hard thing to do, and you know, especially with the coaches that we have in this league that can really coach them up, and then the talent level is always good, and you know, I think that that's why the Jayhawk is what it is.
Okay, feelings heading into postseason, Jeremy?
I'm excited. You know, I love where we're sitting. You know, I think the matchups are going to be good, and no matter how it all slices out, and you know, I'd love to be able to get 2 wins and then maybe see like a Cali or somebody in the championship game and just see where it goes, you know. So I'm excited, and hopefully some people come out and support us on Tuesday. It's not Wednesday, it's Tuesday. We're going to play it at 7 o'clock. It'll be just one game, and you know, hopefully we have some people out there. We get loud and get a win and head on up to Hayes.
That'd be great. Jeremy, thanks a lot.
All right, appreciate
Jeremy
it.
Combs, head coach of the Barton Cougars, with us here on Sports Day.
From the Mayo Money Management Studios, 1590 KVGB, Great Bend, and 95.5 FM K238CK, Hoisington.
It's all here at Great Bend Rec.
Sports, leisure, fitness and wellness, even senior and adaptive needs. It's all here at Great Bend Rec. Pick up a program guide or stop by the rec office at 1214 Stone in Great Bend. Or check out the website, greatbendrec.com. Live, play, explore at the rec.
It's all here at Great Bend Rec. Live, play, explore at the rec.
Hey everyone, this is Cole Ryan, voice of the Barton Cougars. Attending sporting events for Barton Community College is great, but did you know you can support the athletic teams even further by getting involved with the Cougar Booster Club? The Boosters help with fundraising for equipment and facility upgrades to give Barton athletes every opportunity to keep succeeding at the regional and national levels. Join the Cougar Booster Club as an individual or business. Call 620-792-9377. Become a booster today. Go Cougars.
Dr. Nels here, Animal Medical Center, and today we want to give a shout out to all the supporting cast at these basketball games. We have some great young men and young women on the court, but we also have some great young men and women playing their instruments, cheering, dancing, all those things. Let's clap for them. When they perform and get done, let's show them a round of applause, show them some love as well, because they deserve it. Dr. Nels here, Animal Medical Center, large or small, we take care of them all.
What's going on in high school sports? Well, let's ask him. Sports Day is proud to welcome in Sunflower Sports Solutions' Connor Nickel.
Connor Nickel joins us on the Friday Sports Day show, brought to you by Eller Automotive Repair, where they specialize in wheel alignments, oil changes, general maintenance for all makes and models of cars and small trucks, and, of course, the American Plains Co-op Bulk Fuel Department. Featuring number 2 Clear Diesel, bulk fuel, E10, fuel delivery, all your lubricants and fuel supplies. Connor Nickel joins us today on the program. Connor, I was all excited, ready to talk to you about Great Bend against Andover Central, but Great Bend and Andover Central aren't happening. And I still got that sick feeling in my stomach from the game on Wednesday night. Wow, a 16 seed beating a number 1 seed. And they did it on the Panthers' home court, man. I guess you told me those things happen often, but, man, when it happens to you, it doesn't feel very good.
No, it happens about once a year in 5 or 6A boys. A couple years ago, it was Derby had beaten Topeka. I think that was the 2-15 game, and that game was not even close. And so you've had some of these games. I think last year there was a similar circumstance where it was, a very lower seed team beating a higher seeded team. That one was really, really shocking, though. I mean, I was at the game Friday night between Hayes High and Great Bend. And Great Bend boys look, unstoppable.
Yeah.
I mean, that was really, I've not seen Hayes High get beat like that in quite some time. And, Eisenhower, Eisenhower's scores have been, yes, they play in a tough league, and yes, they've lost some close games, but, they've gotten shelled multiple times this season. That was really, really shocking. It just was. You were there, but, for the Howard boy to get 19, obviously Eisenhower shot it really, really well. 52, really well. 52% from the field, 41% on threes, 83% from the foul line. I mean, a great NBA shooter, great, elite, is 50, 40, 90. So in essence, that they shot like a near NBA team for 4 quarters.
Yeah, Ramari Howard, his turnaround three-point no-look shot kind of lets you know what was going to happen the rest of the way. But give Steve Blue credit and his team. They came in and got the victory over the Great Bend Panthers. Okay, that's the thing. You have a great year and you lose, and then you're done, and then people move on because there's other teams and other games being played, and we're going to get some tonight in our area. And let's go out to Colby and start things there, Connor. Central Plains against Rollins County tonight, 6 o'clock tip in Colby. What are you thinking?
Well, I think that that CP for sure is the very, very clear favorite. CP beat an Ellis team that's pretty solid. I think it was 43-23, beat them fairly handily. And Ellis has been able to score the ball. They've got a really nice coach in Coach Smith. The Schaefer boy for Greeley County is a nice player. Obviously hit the game-winning shot for the state championship a couple of years ago when he was a freshman. But I think at Central Plains, boys just have way too much, and this would be somewhat of a shocker if CP were to lose tonight.
Okay, that's the boys.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. The girls' game is tonight at 6. Yeah.
Girls side too. I'm sorry. Girls side. I've got CP as the favorite too. With Soken, again, Soken is the best player that I have seen this year. And another thing is, Coach Stiles had mentioned this, and Grace, the Lamash girl, she just creates continuity on that team. She scores only a few points a game. Rebounds decently, but she's an all-league honorable mention type of kid because the ball just doesn't stick with her. She's a good defender. She's a senior leader. She understands her role. All those things are really, really key. And they're facing a Rollins County team. Tayton Dewey is a great player. Tayton Dewey is the school record holder in steals and assists. Rollins County been an all-state player last year. They're about 40 miles away from Colby. It's going to be a tremendous environment. The Colby Event Center is really cool. I've been there 4 times.
Mm-hmm.
I've got CP winning this just because Central Plains has this incredible ability to control basketball games. And they're going to, I think, control the game tonight and find a way to win. But again, Soken's awesome. The freshman girl for Coach Stiles is a great shooter. But watch what happens when the Lamash girl gets the ball tonight, and then watch what happens after she gets the ball, because she's just that string that just makes things happen in a really, really positive way.
In Greensburg tonight, 7:30 tip, St. John Lady Tigers against Spearville. What are you thinking in this one?
Yeah, St. John, I think, is definitely a state caliber team, and kind of our theme here of the day is not necessarily talking about the stars. The Reed girl is a tremendous player. Not a great free throw shooter, but does so many other things so well. And they're facing a Spearville team that is good, but Reagan Bonner for St. John and the Meyer girl. Bonner is just such a tough, physical player, a really good point guard. I have been really impressed with Bonner this year, and she in terms kind of makes that team go. It makes that team hum. Coach Smith has done this without, Gentry Bright now for 13, 14 games, and Gentry Bright for the first 7-8 games of the season was the best player. And so, St. John to put this together with, 9 players, is really, really impressive. I do think St. John's just physicality will just kind of overwhelm Spearville tonight. But again, I think Reed will do what she does, but Reagan Bonner tonight could very well be the difference in that game and has been the difference in many games this year for St. John.
Okay, Hodgman County, they'll take on Bird City Chi-Lin in Dighton tonight. Any scare here for the Lady Longhorns?
Yeah, so fascinating game here. You know, Taylor McCarty from Chi-Lin, of course, she is a sophomore, averages 20-plus points a game, Division I offer, plays on the Nike EYBL Midwest regional team. You know, she's had a number of brothers who've gone through, have been spectacular war players. Chi-Lin has been ranked in that 9-10 range for most of this year. You know, for using comparative scores, we beat Golden Plains. You know, we were a 9-13 team.
Mm-hmm.
We beat Golden Plains by a bigger margin than Chi-Lin did. And so Hodgman County's juniors, and that one of the rough girl, her younger sister and my daughter actually play basketball together. And so I spoke with their family a little bit last week, and they're really excited. I mean, this junior group at Jetmore loves basketball. They've got way too much depth. Chi-Lin has not been to state, I think, since 1979. But I think that the Jetmore girls, with the pressure they put on the ball and their depth, I think Taylor McCarty's at the point where she's going to score 20 a game no matter what. But I just think Hodgman is better 2 through 5.
Okay, another girls' matchup will be played tomorrow at 5 o'clock, and Greg Maxwell is going to be joining us here coming up on Sports Day today to talk about this, and we touched on it a little bit last week. The two contrasting styles of the Ellenwood girls and Phillipsburg will be on display tomorrow night in Sublette.
Yeah, I know Coach Maxwell is feeling very good. You know, they squeaked out the win against Stanton County. You know, his daughter shot the ball extremely well. You know, the cool thing with the Ellenwood girls is, you know, they just have so many girls that are kind of equal ability. The Bachman girl at point guard, I think, is an exceptional player. I mean, a top 5 CPL type player. But it comes down to it, and you know, a similar team to Ellenwood is the Wichita County girls. They want to shoot 33s a game. Well, we know what happened to them a couple days ago. Yeah. They faced an MCL team in TMP, just took it to them. And Grayson Shippers played awesome. How is this similar to Ellenwood? Grayson Shippers, to TMP, she is their 6-footer. She is their Schlesinger. Ellenwood will take a lot of threes tonight. Some of them have to go in. But Peaburg is so good in the post. They've got the sophomore and very, very good player. To me, this comes down to, can Schlesinger stay out of foul trouble in the post and be able to guard the rim effectively enough tonight so Peaburg has to do other things. I mean, there's been times this year where Schlesinger's done that. I mean, she's put together, you know, a nice season. But that's what it comes down to. Ellenwood has to have enough three fall. I think they will, because the Jacobs girl and the Maxwell girl, they just shoot at a high enough percentage where they're not going to go, 3 of 20. But I think that this game is decided inside, ultimately.
Phillipsburg a veteran team, or are they fairly young as well?
Yeah, so 2 years ago in Terrence Sides' last season, Coach Miller and I spoke about this a couple times. She had a couple of freshmen who started on that team. And she had a couple of players that when they got into big margin games, she was getting them in the game a lot. And then they overachieved last year with a lot of that group back. And they added a freshman post. They've got a Keaton girl. They've got a Jacobs girl. Just experienced. I mean, Coach Miller understood last year they definitely overachieved without Terrence Sides. This year they win the MCL. They're undefeated in the non-tournament portion of the MCL. The MCL had a great league this year. Miller's produced continuity in that program, really understanding, hey, how good can we be after Terrence Sides leaves? and they put together a really nice season. Not surprising because how much experience she's gotten those girls along the way.
Okay, you kind of mentioned you like Central Plains over Greeley County and the boys tomorrow night out in Colby for that one sub-state championship game.
Yeah, exactly right. I just think CP has got way too much depth, the ability to shoot it. Greeley County has improved this year after graduating so much of those back-to-back state games. Schaefer's a really nice player, but CP just has way too much depth.
Hodgman County against Dighton. Hodgman, the higher seed. Dighton playing on their home floor tomorrow night, 6:30 in Dighton. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that this should be a really close game. Dighton was preseason, I think preseason top 4 in 1A2. Expected to have a nice year. The Kramer kids, a really impressive player. He's averaging 21 points a game. They shoot the ball well. I mean, Kramer is special. I mean, he is a special player. These two teams have not matched up this year, but the ability for Dighton to score. I mean, they beat Otis Bison by 30 points, have a lot of really nice wins. They beat a decent Nest City team by 30. They beat Clinner, who's, I think, very strong, by 13. So they've got the ability to score in bunches. Kramer should be the best player on the floor tonight.
Other sub-state championship games you're keeping an eye on?
Well, yeah, I mean, Hayes High girls. I mean, truly the last game in that gym, Hayes High girls. I mean, another just the amount of just storylines that pop up for every Hayes High girls game the last several weeks has been incredible. They win tonight, the all-time school record for Forden wins. The last game for those 5 seniors on their home floor. Hayes High trying to end this 25-plus year state drought.
Yeah.
I mean, the storylines just drip off the page tonight at Hayes High. That's the one I'm really curious about. And I'm really curious, too, if TMP girls, they got trucked by Hoxie in December. But TMP girls have obviously made significant changes. They had a senior go out with season-ending injury. Shaylee Gottschalk, the great track runner. But Grayson Shippers, as a senior, has decided, I do not want my career to end, and played the best game of her career on Wednesday. I'm really interested. TMP has improved a lot in 2 months if they can match up with a great Hoxie team on Saturday night.
I don't know. I've seen Andover play, and they're really good on the girls' side, but they don't have Hayes depth. And the depth that Hayes has, I mean, you can have depth at guard. That's always nice. But when you have depth inside where you can overcome foul trouble from your bigs, that's huge, and that's what Hayes has. I think they've got a great chance to win it all this year, Connor.
Yeah, really, I truly think so, too. I mean, you've got a first-team All-State player in Schmeidler. You've got a second-team All-State player in Martin. You've got a two or three honorable mention type kids out there. You play 9 girls. I mean, your best 3-point shooter outside of Jenna might be the arm booster girl who doesn't even start. They're just really good. I mean, it has been the perfect storm for Hayes High. All this experience, and you add a once in 20-year freshman, and this is what you get. It's been really cool.
Well, last night we got there early, setting up for the girls' game. Well, until it was 22-1, but the Hayes High boys were practicing, and Sean Dryland attended practice, addressed his team. Basically, his message was, we have a huge opportunity, talking about their game with Andover on Saturday. I don't know if they can win it or not. Andover's pretty good. They've got a great point guard. But what do you think? Hayes High boys somehow squeak into the state tournament?
They could. I mean, Sean Dreiling, I've known Sean Dreiling for almost 20 years now. He was a freshman at Fort Hays my first year here. He is an incredible coach, gets the most out of his his team. The thing that comes down to Hayes boys, especially against Sandover, and how historically efficient they are year in, year out, Hayes boys are going to guard. But it's really hard to hold Andover under 50. It comes down to this, and we didn't see this in their loss to Great Bend. Hayes High has got to make some outside shots.
Yeah.
I mean, they just have to. If Hayes High is going to win Saturday, it just simply comes to, you don't have to make a lot of them. This doesn't have to be Ellenwood shooting 33s a game, but you have to make some of them. Or else it's going to be really hard for Hayes High to match Andover's offense. And then Hayes High's best wins this year, notably McPherson, they've made in enough shots to complement what is always a great defense.
Yeah, and I think you had unfamiliarity a little bit. I mean, Great Bend knew, they wanted to take Tiger Johnson out of the game. They did, and that was a huge part of that game. Andover probably not as worried about him, and that can be deadly if you're taking that, because that kid can shoot the basketball. Okay, yep. Connor, enjoy the weekend. We'll talk about some state stuff next week.
Sounds good, sir. Thanks so much.
Okay, Connor Nickel joining us here on Sports Day. Some great matchups, sub-state championship. These are the big games. I mean, if you're playing for sure, of course, you get to the state tournament, it's great. But the games to get to state, those sub-state championship games, man, those are the best. We're going to take a break. We will come back. We'll talk with head coach Greg Maxwell of the Ellenwood Lady Eagles.
Step into the spotlight with Barton Community College's theater program. Whether you dream of performing on stage or creating magic behind the scenes, Barton offers hands-on training, expert guidance, and creative performance opportunities. With top-tier facilities and a supportive community, you'll develop the skills to shine. Turn your passion into a career and start your journey to the stage at Barton. Learn more at theater.bartoncccc.edu.
If you're needing a healthcare plan for your business, let the experienced and dedicated staff at Freedom Claims Management Incorporated customize a health insurance plan that fits your business's need. Regardless if you're a large corporation or a small business on Main Street, Freedom Claims Management Incorporated can help you provide your employees with great health coverage at an affordable cost. Visit freedomclaimsinc.com where you can schedule a free, no-obligation health assessment today. Freedom Claims Management Incorporated in Great Bend.
Marmy Auto Group makes it happen. Central and Western Kansas. Check out our selection of new and pre-owned inventory. Marmy's friendly staff offers top quality service that you've gotten to know over the years. When your existing vehicle needs parts or service, our experienced team will get you back in the game this season. Marmy Chevrolet, GMC, Ford and Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep Ram, parts, service, and body shop. Visit Marmy Auto Group on 10th Street or marmys.net. Marmys make it happen.
Extend the life of your equipment with the best warranty program and risk management tool in the agriculture industry. The Cenex Total Protection Plan covers new and used equipment. Receive up to 10 years or 10,000 hours of engine coverage when you use Cenex Ruby Fieldmaster Premium Diesel Fuel and synthetic lubricants. With no deductible, the Cenex Total Protection Plan provides unmatched coverage to give you the power you need to keep your business running like a well-oiled machine.
Contact American Plains Co-op Fuel Department in Great Bend, your certified Cenex distributor, today.
Sports Day is presented by Barton Community College and the Cougar Athletic Department. Sports Day on 1590 KVGB and 95.5 FM.
Sports Day also brought to you by Equity Bank. Here when you need them. Bank local, save big with in-person banking and business banking. Visit equitybank.com for more information. Equity Bank in Great Bend, Hoyston, and Larned, and the Cougar Booster Club continue their efforts to make the Barton Athletic Department the best in the country. Joining us now, head coach of the Ellenwood Lady Eagles, Greg Maxwell. His team will play 5 o'clock tomorrow in Sublette against the Phillipsburg Panthers. And Coach Maxwell is with us right now. Coach, thanks for carving out some time. Coming off a win this week, how scary was that 37-36 win over Stanton County?
Oh, it was what we thought it would be. We knew going into that game it was a matchup issue for us with the size of them. But girl, Avery Scott, she's a player, and it's just tough to match up against a girl like that. And we knew if she had a chance late to score that we didn't want to be in too tight of a game, and then we put ourselves in that situation. So we were thrilled to come away with a win.
Tell me about the final minutes of that game in the fourth quarter.
We did a great job of getting key buckets throughout the game up until those last 4 minutes, and we just didn't do a great job of creating opportunities. And we're at that point, with these girls, they're learning how to win, and up until this point, we kind of leave a green light on because we're almost better off trying to score than trying to run out of clock or do anything, too slow. So they were in a balance of trying to use some time, but still look for opportunities, and they almost got a little too cautious where they weren't looking for opportunities to, get to the foul line and can continue to score. But when we did, we obviously took advantage of a couple opportunities, which is huge. It did help that we had a little bigger lead going into those moments, so that helped us kind of, hold on.
How big is that to have a learning opportunity and still come away where you're playing the next game?
It was huge. That was the first thing I told them in the locker room. I said, girls, you just dodged some bullets and you're still standing, and that's what it's all about this time of year for young kids. To go through this experience, there was a ton of mistakes, and then we reflect on those. But to get the win, it was everything you're asking for. So it's really, when it comes out that way, it's almost a bonus.
Yeah, and when you've got young players, they've got to experience that sometime. So the learning process continuing for this Ellenwood basketball team, and that had you. So you come back off that win and trying to prepare for a game tomorrow. How's that preparation going right now, Coach?
Really good. We've kind of obviously been looking ahead, and we knew there could be a couple different matchups in that semifinal, so we kind of split our time on prep there. But we've kind of been putting all of our attention on Phillipsburg, so got a lot of film on them, a lot of information from other coaches, and in some ways we match up better with them. So there's kind of a comfort we can go back to some more traditional things and the way we've done things all year. Where with Stanton, we kind of had to be a little creative and really unique with some things, which we handled fine. But when you're throwing something new at them in a pressure situation, we had some mental lapses and some mistakes, just from the mental perspective that I don't think we'll have against Phillipsburg in regards of game plan. Now, obviously, there's the pressure, and then obviously the situation is going to be big for them, and that's the thing. These girls have played for us all year, and that's just our message to them is you got to keep doing what you're doing, and you can't let it be anything different. You can't change what you're doing.
I've always said the pressure game are the games to get to state. The state's gravy a lot of times, but and the game to get there, that's the one that's the butterfly game.
Absolutely. And for these girls, we keep telling them they have nothing to lose at this point. Going into the season, our expectations, we weren't exactly sure what we were looking at, but as the season progressed and their record continued to grow and the success they had and some of the wins they had, my message to them was, early in the season, girls, everyone talked about how young you are. I said, now they just talk about how good you guys are.
Yeah.
And I think there's a confidence that they're starting to build. And, my young core they've had a lot of success in everything they do. We've been working with them from very young in all sports, and they've just learned that winning mentality and that championship mindset, and they've truly just embraced that and brought that to the table. And, you saw it the other night, Meta was fearless out there, and she was not going to walk away without a win, and, shot lights out in a game with, not as much pressure as you can create for a high school girl as a freshman. So we've had other girls step up throughout the season at key moments. Ben Ryder's done that same thing as a freshman. Ayla Ritchie's had some huge games as a freshman. Olivia Batchman, after we lost our leading scorer, in the Legends run, scored 17 points 3 games in a row to carry us through that. And Bennett Jacobs hit 6 in the first round. Just all of them are doing great things, and it's been fun.
How is Reese Stickney doing?
She's recovering. It's obviously those ACLs are such a mental blow because of the time factor. And, her surgery went well, and then it's kind of you never want to use the word standard, but it just, usually when you turn an ACL, there's meniscus issues. So she's dealing with just about what most kids do, and she's got a good mindset. She knows she'll be back, and, it kind of probably helps. Olivia Batchman went through that last year, and so both her and Addie, because I had another girl who we lost earlier this year, that they can look at that and see the successes there. And even in volleyball, Kennedy Banky went through in their 8th grade year.
Yeah.
You can come back, and I think that's a big part of just having that mentality of I'll be back and I'll be good.
Connor Nichols been talking about your team a lot on Sports Day throughout the season, and of course he was just on a little bit ago on the program, and he's brought up point. Okay, Phillipsburg from the Mid-Continent League, and then Ellenwood from the CPL, talking about how on the girls' side anyway, the styles are a little bit different, and I'm kind of interested in seeing how that goes tomorrow night. I don't know if the CPL it shoots a lot of threes, and the Mid-Continent League really doesn't. But we'll see two different leagues going at it tomorrow night.
I would say so. They are very different. You know, one thing we've been a little surprised, even when I took over as a head, is we have just not seen the man defenses that I thought we'd see at the varsity level. We saw a ton of zones this year, and until they're going to get in your face, they're going to play man, and they're going to make you beat them, and that's where we're kind of excited about that. We've been kind of hungry for that opportunity, and that's what Stanton did, and it was good for our kids to see that going into this one.
They've got a little bit of size, and you said it's a more favorable matchup, maybe Stanton County. In what way, Greg?
You know, simply just that one girl was really, really good. Avery Scott is a stud when it comes to a high school basketball player of her caliber. Just her athleticism, mentality. I was extremely impressed with her, and in no way am I disrespecting the girls at Phillipsburg. They are all strong athletes. They are bigger than us. They've got a size advantage. But there's some things I just think that we just kind of match up maybe on a one-on-one individually better. As a whole, I think they've got the size on us a little bit, and they've got some really good guards. And in reality, they are the veterans. You know, it's kind of if you want to water it down, it's almost seniors versus freshmen out there. Obviously, there's sophomores and juniors involved on both levels, but it's a very young group against an older group, and that can have pressure situations in both ways. So.
Well, it's been going back in my day, but I like the new format. You played at home in a semifinal game, but it is cool to go to a neutral site to play a big girl game with a lot on the line at a neutral site. It gives it that different feel.
Oh, I agree. I actually love this format. To have a couple at home and be able to win in front of your crowd with your student section going crazy, that was really fun. But I agree. That tournament feel is special and unique, and we're actually looking forward to that. I'm really excited about that. We played really well on the road this year. We have not let that be an issue, and I really don't see it being a negative factor. I actually, like you said, I kind of see it as it adds to the excitement.
Yeah, it would have been even better had the boys been able to pull that thing out at Syracuse.
I'll tell you what, all week we've just been talking about that and how fun that'd be, especially after the weather change and everyone, was going to be playing on Saturday. We really, really were hoping that would happen for all of us. And, I was just disappointed. They were sure close, and we wanted the best for them. What's
the feel you get from your team right now, Coach?
Really good. I'll tell you, I look at them daily, and, in volleyball, when I coach them, there's sometimes I can see beforehand that I don't like what I'm seeing, and to this point, everything I see in them is just they're confident, they're excited, and they know that they've put themselves in a situation, and really in a season that they never dreamed of. They're one win from state, and that's not something that any of us would have ever predicted in November with this young group, So they're in a really good place, and they have been all season. That's what's just been so rewarding and so much fun. I mean, I've had a lot of awesome teams and great seasons and things that we've enjoyed, but this one, there's just something special and unique about it for sure.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, how much fun are you having?
Oh my gosh, it's been unbelievable in so many ways, and it's been extremely fun.
I should ask you this before we went on the air, but when's the last time the Ellenwood girls got to state?
The last time they were in state, I believe, was in 2006. It would have been back when Chelsea was a senior.
Okay.
So I believe that was the last time, right in that time frame. And then the last time that we believe they were in the sub-state championship game would have been that year that, would beat Central Plains in the regular season, and then I think they ended up seeing them in the finals, which would have been about 10 years ago. So, it's been a long run, and, that's one of my goals. When I first started with my older daughters, I saw there was an imbalance in our kids' desire. They loved the sport of volleyball. They were okay with basketball. A lot of kids didn't like basketball, and tried to balance that out with that age group, and we never really got there. And so, that was one of my focuses with this group coming up when they started young, that I wanted them both. I wanted to love them both and be a championship mindset year-round and everything they did, in life and everything. And they've embraced that. And I truly believe they've brought a lot of that confidence to basketball from volleyball. And also, we've kind of changed our strength and conditioning, and they've taken I'm seeing girls do something they've never done before from a mentality standpoint. And I really think that's helping us. I think it's sped our process and our progress along.
All right, Greg Maxwell, a little over 24 hours away till you tip it off out there in Sublette. How are you feeling right now?
We're ready to go. We're excited. We know it's going to be a great game. We honestly, you could say this in any game, but if they play well and we don't, they're going to go to state. And if we play well and they don't, we're going to go to state. And if we both play well, either one of us could go. And that's how we're approaching it. But we've got to do the things we've done all year and not let it be too big and just continue to do what we know we're good at.
Coach, good luck.
Hey, sure appreciate it.
Okay, Greg Maxwell with us here on the Friday Sports Day Show.
When it comes to car maintenance, it's good to know a local guy that can get things done. The Eller family has been in the auto repair business in Great Bend forever. Greg Eller continues that long tradition of helping people. Eller Automotive Repair specializes in wheel alignments, oil changes, and general maintenance for all makes and models of cars and small trucks. Open 8 to 5 Monday through Thursday, 8 to 4 Fridays. Eller Automotive Repair at 915 Morton, right behind Great Bend Appliance, Furniture, and Sleep Source, 10th and Morton.
Senior Doors, this is Happy.
Look, did you see the Easter Bunny?
Really? Where?
Just kidding, but I made you look.
Meemaw, what does this have to do with garage doors?
Well, nothing really, but people will be happy they came to C&E Doors. We offer the best garage doors around. Plus, our service technicians can help solve any issue your garage door may have.
What does Papa do?
I'm still trying to figure that out.
Garage door service and repair at C&E Doors in Great Bend and Hayes.
Community bankers should actually know your community. Hi, I'm Sean Powson, president of your local Equity Bank. As someone who lives here, I know many of you, and I know what's important to you. I've been in the industry a long time, and I've helped many navigate through financial challenges and lead them to financial opportunities. I believe that people bank with people, so I'd like to invite you to stop by one of our region's 5 locations and meet our friendly, helpful staff. Let us show you our commitment to serving you and our communities. Because at Equity Bank, we're right here beside you. Member FDIC.
Some days, a classic. Other days, a dud, but never a dull moment. It's Sports Day on KVGB, presented by Barton Community College and the Cougar Athletic Department.
Hey, I've been part of some dud shows. This hasn't been one of them. Appreciate Jeremy Combs stopping by, Connor Nickel, and Greg Maxwell of the Ellenwood Lady Eagles. Our show brought to you in part by the Animal Medical Center in Great Bend. Large or small, they take care of them all. K-State women, they're out of the Big 12 tournament. They lost today to West Virginia in a battle of the 4 and 5 seeds at the Big 12 tournament in Kansas City. West Virginia outlasts the K-State 73-69, outscored K-State 17-11 in the final quarter. So now it's on to Selection Sunday to find out where K-State will be in the NCAA women's basketball tournament. Okay, regional or sub-state action tonight. Central Plains girls in Colby. See if they can make another state tournament. They will take on Rollins County tonight. Good luck to the Lady Oilers. Good luck to the St. John girls. They play Spearville tonight. That game will be in Greensburg. And also the Hodgman County girls taking on the Bird City Shiloh and Dighton. That is a 6 o'clock start. Then tomorrow, 1A D1 Boys Championship, Central Plains Oilers against Greeley County at Colby. 6:30, Kiowa County against South Central. That will be at Greensburg in 1A D1. 1A D2 Boys Championship tomorrow in Dighton, Hodgman County and the Dighton Hornets. And then 5 o'clock Saturday in Sublette, the Ellenwood Lady Eagles will be taking on Phillipsburg. Don't forget Barton Women at home tomorrow, as they will take on Garden City, trying to advance in the Region 6 tournament. That'll be a 2 o'clock tip. Cole Rife with the pregame at 1:45 on B1043 The Point. Cougar men off until Tuesday, when they will play their first game at 7 o'clock. Have a great weekend, everybody.